But bottom someplace. No, we're so insulated, our staff until Monday morning.
Can you hear us?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. We're going live on YouTube, everybody, so just remember the microphones are very sensitive.
Bottom someplace until Monday morning.
Can you hear us?
I have to tell Lisa I need to leave early, but shouldn't be an issue, right?
All right, we good to go?
Yep.
All right. It is 5:01 and I am calling the regular school board meeting for Monday, January 26, 2026 to order. At this time, I ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. At this time, I am looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make
that motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Corey, seconded by Jamie. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Moving on to the acceptance of donations. The first one is a donation from Woodland Choral to the music department. Want to speak about that?
It's just through, they have a woodland corral in Sacred Falls and they raise money and whatever funds that they raise, they dish it out to schools in our conference. And so this year we got $195 check.
Awesome. That is excellent.
I'll make a motion to accept the donation.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Katie, seconded by Holly to accept the donation of $195 from the Woodland Choral to the music department. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much to Woodland Choral for the generous donation. Next, we have two donations from Tavern on the Main for the backpack program. One for $464 and one for $100.
Make a motion to accept the donations for the backpack program from Main Tavern on Main.
Second.
We have a motion by Katie, seconded by Corey. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Yet again, two generous donations. They're greatly appreciated to help with the students. Next is the monthly donation from Community Supporting Teachers Group.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This month's winner for the Community Supporting Teachers donation is John Rude. He has won a gift certificate donated by the Kellys, as well as Kelly's Heating and Air.
Nice.
Awesome. Congratulations, John Rude. And thank you very much to the Kellys and Kelly Heating and Air for the generous donation to help support our teachers. Next, we have public comment. Do we have anyone from the public making comments tonight? Okay, moving on to the treasurer's report.
As of December 31st, have a deficit of $159,308.15. The remaining in short-term debt as of 12/31 is $150,155.8. For the playground loan, we have $76,814.68 remaining. And For the referendum, we have 633,346.
I had a comment from a public member asking if there would be a way to, like, we have the funds at the top, but maybe make it is there a way to add on to that to say like, this is general fund and this is the sped fund and,
So if you see down on the bottom
yeah,
where it says select cash balances,
yep.
so that lists out what's in each account.
Right, but they just say like 10, 27, 29, and I know those are all like specified funds. And I don't even remember what I often have to look them up. But would there be a way to, in like common language, to just add to that, like the header of these? Or to that spot there, like,
Like what
Uh,
10 is.
yeah, what account 10 is.
27 is.
yeah,
Majority at least.
okay, that would be amazing. Yeah, a majority of them, some of them may be a
Yeah,
little goofier, but that was a suggestion just to help as others are reading through these.
Those.
The bills are later. Well, I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
we have a motion by Katie, seconded by Corey. Any further discussion? All those in favor of accepting the report, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Moving on. President's report and correspondence. Of course, we're in the middle of, or nearing the middle of the winter sports cycle here. Ask everyone to get out there and show your dragon pride. And we have some family events coming up that are going to be expounded upon more by Carrie that are pretty exciting for those that are knee deep in Charlotte's Web now. And other than that, I know there is a lot of talk and speculation in regards to budget and the referendum that's going to be going on the ballot this spring. And we're going to continue to try to answer those as best as possible along the way until voting day. Just know that things are being looked at to be restructured, because this isn't just a throw cash at the problem and make it go away. I think we all agree that we can do better as a school in more ways than just spending more money. And some restructuring cannot hurt. So we are looking at all avenues, even with the possible referendum money that could come in after April. Moving on. Reports from the superintendent.
Okay, so I saw this document with our School Administrator Association. I just want to put this in here. I thought it was good information for you. And typically, so there was a revenue limit increase this last year or the last budget. It wasn't significant so much for Siren because ours went up like $400 a kid. But for some districts, it was significant. It did go up. So without a match and an increase in state aid, it goes on the tax levy. But for us, it shouldn't be significant, but it can be if there's no state aid to match the revenue limit increase. And revenue limit increases don't always occur each year. So that's basically how that works. And I think there's a paragraph in here that talks about state aid that matches a revenue limit increase, puts a relief on the taxpayer. So anyway, I just wanted to put that in there, and I thought that was a good informational piece. Maybe we can incorporate that too, and we do put together a presentation for some. So
Yeah, I think it's something good to share with the public for sure.
Yeah, definitely the shortcomings of the state funding or the routing of quite a bit of it towards the Madison area is a big issue. There's a lot of school districts talking about right now, and because it's hurting our budgets pretty hard. not to mention the federal that we're potentially losing out on as well.
I have a question, Kevin, maybe you can answer. On DPI recently released some information on how much funding goes from local school districts to private schools. And
okay.
it shows on the DPI site that none of Sirens does. Isn't it true?
I have to look into that piece. I haven't seen that
Okay.
article or that. piece.
They do, it's individually broken down on DPI by district.
Okay,
And Siren is one of only like 3 or 4 that
So-
it says none of our taxpayer money is going to private or charter schools anywhere.
well, we don't have any private schools within our district. That's one
Right.
piece to that.
Right,
So-
but in the past, there has been money from districts like ours that goes to fund schools in a
I'll find
lot.
out why. Yeah, I don't-
So I was curious, because that's not what I expected to see. And I don't want that information
Sure.
to be distorted.
Yeah, I know we don't have private schools in other districts. I think we have.
Yeah, I understand.
But, yeah, let me look into that piece.
Thank you,
So, yeah.
I appreciate that.
I can interject in that if you don't mind.
Sure.
The Bridge School out of Bethany, correct?
No, it's not, it's a covenant.
Covenant.
Oh, so sorry, so sorry. Becky Wickland and I have met with their administrator, and we've reached out to them a number of different times in regards to supporting them through Title I funds. And at this point, they have declined to need us or partner with us at this point. So that's probably why it shows that maybe.
No, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that.
Okay.
Let me look into it. I'll
Okay.
have this back for the cow probably.
Okay, because for example, Ashland had stated this large amount of money. And it wasn't staying in the Ashland School District area because obviously they don't have a ton of options up there either. So I was just curious and if it is because it's not actually in the Siren District, then I feel like it would be a lot more than the 3 or 4 districts that we're seeing on there.
Does Odana have?
I don't get it.
Let me look into it and see and.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that because I'm confused.
Was she saying?
Okay.
Ashland's how much money they have their own school?
I expected to see a lot of money.
Anything else before Kevin moves on to his next piece? Go ahead.
So we did talk about the whole grade sharing and I did meet with both Josh and Kyle from Frederick and Webster. And they're very interested in doing this and making this work. And I'm not sure how often this goes around the state. So this was new to all 3 of us. I think all 3 of us were very interested in wanting to do it. We just didn't feel like, I know they didn't feel like they could pull the trigger for next year. Because they want to talk about it with their boards. And I know Kyle has space in Frederick, for example. That was something we talked about. And each one of us kind of shared what our like staffing needs could be in terms of sharing. So that was even bigger part of the conversation is staff we could potentially share. So that's something we may be even able to do next year. I don't promise anything on that, but we all have certain needs that we could potentially share. And so that's something we're going to talk about next. But what we'll do now is we'll continue to meet and talk about this and really plan and prepare next year because there's so much that goes into us in terms of transportation and what DPI has to tell us. I don't think and I don't want to speak for them, but I don't think any one of us really have a strong knowledge base in what this entails.
It's brand new. You couldn't.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm
yeah,
doing it
so,
right now.
and it was great because it was a great conversation. We're like, yep, we can do this. And
Good.
I was worried because I didn't think Frederick would be that interested, but he was, Josh was interested. But then once again, we have to go to the boards.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Right.
Well, I-
Doesn't say it's a lot of board.
Yeah, and we talked about that, yeah.
So was
that would
it,
be on-
were you meeting all 3 together or were they separate meetings?
No, we met
All 3,
together.
okay, so I was
We had
curious
one
about.
we met together. and,
Okay.
I did some digging into the warehouse. Shatec.
Warehouser.
Warehouser. Shatec. So they were the last schools that combined.
No, they
The
can
where
tell.
Birchwood
Or
or is it
consolidated.
Birchwood?
No,
I
it
think
wasn't
that's
Birchwood.
different than the whole
No, it
thing.
is different, but I was just,
Right,
I'm
that's
thinking the
what-
processes might be somewhat similar. So it took 18 months, which I was really surprised that it went that quickly. But they, somewhere in my Googling, I did find they did a feasibility study and it was like 180 pages, but it talked about some of the same things. So it was concerns around busing and staffing, and I think they had other things in there like naming and, you know, which
Yes.
districts would be used. So maybe it's a feasibility.
Yeah, and I
piece
think
that
we're
would
all
be-
interested in doing that. It's
Yeah.
great, because it was really positive, and I think we're all knowing that's where it's gonna maybe have to
Mhm.
go.
Can you maybe explain more what the whole grade sharing is? Cause I mean, that's kind of like,
I wish I could.
cause I think just for the public, it's gonna be confusing, cause even me, like when I
No,
look it
know,
up,
that's why we
it
have to
talks
work-
to me almost more on like
No one in
consolidation
Wisconsin is
versus.
doing it right now.
So what that
that's-
looks like and what we talked about, and I don't know this, but.
No, yeah, just general.
Kyle and I were talking, and he was thinking that it was sending one grade, as an example, over there to his building. They would stay there for a period of time, if not the whole day. And then he would compensate us for a portion of what those kids were in that. Now, that would save us from a staffing standpoint from here. But I think there needs to be more, because I don't want to get burned on finances on this.
Right.
And so those are things we
Same.
just have to talk more about, but he feels like. And I don't think he knows any more than I do, and I don't want to speak for him, but
Yeah.
he feels like he's got the space, you move the kids, you put them there, and then you compensate the district who sends kids there. Don't quote me on that, because I don't know if that's exactly how it worked, but that's what we're gonna look into and see how that plays, and then there's gotta be a compensation financially to
Mhm.
both districts.
Mhm.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
and
And then the state piece right now is that it's $500, I believe, per student. Now, the bill hasn't been passed yet, but I think that financial incentive exists currently already for the grade sharing.
I think it's a brand new program, so it doesn't exist until next year because there isn't any. It's a brand new program.
Yeah.
So it would start next
But
year.
if it passes, so it went through the House. and
Oh,
so-
I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
But there's three incentives, one for
Okay.
consolidation, one for doing feasibility grants, and one for grade sharing. But I think the grade sharing financial one already exists, and the consolidation one exists at a smaller rate. So we could, double check if there's anything on state statute then that says specifically to call it grade sharing, we need to make sure we include these pieces
sure.
for that financial.
I do think we have to get boards together. I think that's.
Yeah,
What would you think the next step would be, getting the boards together, or?
I
you
think the
would-
next step is for the three of us to research what it looks like in terms of some of those questions that we have, like financial compensation, transportation, like, 'cause we were just spitballing and talking about, okay, well, is your class small enough where you can send a van? Do you have to send a bus? That sort of thing. So I don't think either of them know that much, because we both had printouts of what it.
I think it looks at like what our needs are. Like right now, I'm thinking we need chemistry. Can one of those
Exactly.
schools offer us chemistry? To get our administrator out of the chemistry room.
But that's not whole grade sharing.
That wouldn't be.
No, that would be co-oping.
Okay.
But the whole grade sharing would be like, let's say we only have 10 kids in kindergarten or 10 kids in sixth grade or whatever. And then saying, okay, sixth grade is gonna go to Frederick next year. That would, the whole grade, not a class.
Right. We were
But
talking-
if we had like a middle school math teacher and they had a middle school
So
science.
that would be
teacher,
sharing
that
that.
then-
And we
Yeah,
did talk about
yeah,
that.
But the whole grade
That's why
would
we
be going.
need more
yeah.
information on.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
there.
Right.
I'll be honest, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yep, no.
And I mean, well, the other thing is too with that, like that's also, I mean, the way Polly explained just with that scenario, I mean, I think that's a community thing too, because I don't know that I want my sixth grader headed down to Frederick for the whole, I mean, we're 45 minutes from Frederick from my house, so.
And the conversation went into staff sharing and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So those are all things we need to talk about.
Well, just
Yeah.
also geographically, I mean, thinking of
Right.
just Frederick, I believe Frederick buses out to about Indian Creek. And that's about 11 miles. And from Frederick High School to the roundabout is also about 11 miles. So
Yeah, it's not-
geographically, that's
It's
still,
about 30 from mine,
Yeah.
not 45, but yeah, it's 30.
Okay,
Yeah, it definitely needs to be looked into more.
Right.
I
And
mean,
I
it's so new that nobody knows what it
Mhm.
is.
can't,
Right, yeah, it's
Be
just right.
trailblazers.
No, I think it's a good starting discussion. I think like you said, we need to have it, the other schools need to have it. We're all at a
Well,
place that.
Could you find out if the boards would like to meet as wholes, or is this more of like a committee piece where a representative of each board would meet?
Sure. Yeah, I can
To
talk
start
about that.
with.
We'll just continue to have discussions.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring it to the committee level
Mhm.
and just kind of hash it out there a little
Yeah.
more than a formal like this, but
Mhm.
yeah, I will. And that's our next steps.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all right.
And there are timelines on that too. So like, I agree with you, Kevin. This isn't a practical thing for next year because there's a timeline of February 15th for one of these.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have time to even know what it's about to make that an informed choice.
Well, I went in hand in hand thinking, hey, we're ready. And they were like, no.
Dang it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But that's all right. I mean, if
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
if that gives us a academic year to help.
and I think we
iron out
probably
the
need that
details.
time.
Mhm.
I do too.
Lots of good info, hoping for more.
Do we need to make a motion to put that on the committee of the whole area?
No, let me just research and bring it. I'll bring it. I'll put it on there. I'll have something. I'll just have a regular update on that. Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay. On the reports, principals, Mrs. Herman.
Yeah, just a reminder, as Tom said, our family event for Charlotte's Web will be on February 3rd from 5:30 to 6:30. I know that some of the board have offered to volunteer, so thank you very much. It'll be held in the Commons. It is a carnival theme, and the staff have an amazing event planned with the help of a grant from More for Kids. There will be food, bingo, crafts centered on the book Charlotte's Web. Another event that we have coming is that conferences are coming up on February 12th. And we look forward to seeing our parents in the building again. But the Scholastic Fair is also back, which is always fun. And we'll be in the library once again during the conference times. And More for Kids has some really fun activities leading up to it to kick it off, and also some special shopping days for families.
Awesome.
Was that, I think I read somewhere that Becky Wicklund had applied for and gotten a grant from Moms for Kids, is that, or More for Kids?
Yes, that,
Correct, that's what I said. Yep.
This is excellent, Carrie. Look forward to the events and hope the students and family have a great time.
Should be great.
And a huge thank you to Becky for applying for that.
Mhm. Ms. Campbell.
So at the middle high school, we have lots of events coming up over the next few months. I'm gonna share two academic and career planning field trips that Ms. O'Toole has put together. And we'll be taking kids to, one is Construct Tomorrow, and that is this Wednesday. So this is like a hands-on interactive career fair. The kids can look at 13 different trades and get more information about that. And they can also try hands-on things like bricklaying and welding, so that'll be fun. And then we'll also be taking a group that sign up to go to Pine Tech. And they'll be able to tour Pine Tech and look at all the different courses offered there. And then they also get a chance to experience the campus life and have pizza at the recreation building that's new over there this year.
Both of those events are 9th through 12th.
Yeah, 9 through 12, and the students just need to get permission slips, get them filled out, and then bring them back. Let's go. And then there's a lot going on with student council and then some other fun music things. So Beth Peterson came in to share some of those with you guys.
Hello, I'm Beth Peterson. I'm K-12 choral director and I'm in charge of NHS. And I'm also doing student council advisor. So we have our big Winterfest coming up, which has been a tradition since I was here very, very long time ago. And the kids are excited and they're starting to put some things together. One of the really big thing they wanted to do was go tubing this year. And last year got canceled because of weather. Winterfest is gonna be February 17th through the 20th. However, because of logistics and our numbers, we're able to go, we're kind of kiddybacking on another school on February 6th. So it will be a little bit earlier than Winterfest. But I think just to get the kids excited and getting out there and just have some fun with their friends, and it would be in the morning. And then that would be February 6th. Hopefully that works out. And then Winterfest would have dress up days. And we have games already set. We have Pet Fest recognition days for our hockey team and our basketball teams and wrestling teams, which is always fun to do. And I'm trying to get them to think outside the box for games. But we'll see if I can get them to nudge a little bit. They're excited, then the dance will be, I believe it's usually Saturday night, and they'll vote on a king and queen for that. So that's what student council has going forward. Music department as always has a lot going on this time of year. We have middle school soul ensemble coming up February 10th. And between band and choir, we have about 18 kids that are going, which is awesome. It's not always easy as a young kid to be in front of a judge and do that stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. Kids are doing good. And then we are doing another really big thing. We've always had the big gig, and that was Bryn's baby. And we talked about that last year, and she's like, well, I think we need to retire it. So it's gonna be retired. So this year we're calling it the Dragon Spotlight. And these have been hopefully put up. You've noticed these up. And it's been on Facebook. And we're calling it the Dragon Spotlight. We're having a variety show on March 1st. And we're just looking, I have a lot of kids that are very excited. One guitar player was off his rocker about it. Middle schoolers are excited about it. A couple middle schoolers wanting to do it. We're doing auditions this Wednesday, Thursday, from between 4 and 6:30. And it's just a walk-in, and hopefully we can get some community members to come in. I know there's a lot of talent in this community. And so I'm hoping to just have a really good day. We're gonna do a 50-50 raffle that day. We're still gonna have the pies. So if you were a fan of the pies, they will be, so we'll have a little social at 1 o'clock beforehand. And then we'll have the show at 2. And it should be a very good, fun, just getting us all together and having some fun. So that's what we're doing. And this is a fundraiser for our music department for trips. As you know, last June, we went to Nashville, Florida, and it was a phenomenal trip. The kids did awesome. We have our picture at the Grand Ole Opry. You want to take a look at that. The choir got to perform at RCA Studio Records, which is actually where Elvis Presley played, and Dolly Parton recorded I Will Always Love You, her famous piece, and it was awesome. And then the band performed on the soundstage and backstage of Epcot, and they got to put what they played to a little video that they put together. So it was pretty awesome. So this has been a very long tradition here at Siren, and I plan on keeping those music trips going because I think it's important for the kids. We don't just go to we have fun, but we also perform. So I think it's very important for our school district. And it's really, we're kind of the school around here that does this. Take our kids to trips.
For classrooms.
So
For some of these kids, that's the only opportunity they get to go on a trip, so.
that was
I think
nice.
it's amazing.
So we have a lot to look forward, and I'm excited.
Awesome. Thank you for all the work, Beth. Great things coming up, for sure.
Thanks for the update on the student council. It's good to know what they're kind of up to. We don't always get those, so that's nice.
Working.
And then make sure we post the dress up days, especially if the middle schools are gonna do that, because sometimes the middle schoolers need more of a parent. Even the high schoolers, they sometimes need those parent nudges to
Yeah.
maybe dress up.
Those boys.
Just hoping to get the.
Well,
little
girls do.
what's it called? PowerPoint. Hoping to get them to put a PowerPoint together so we can put that on the Facebook. I don't know. See. Yeah, just to keep everybody in the mix of things.
Perfect.
And then Earth Day with NHS, we're hopefully planning on doing that, but it will look a different picture, so.
Cool. Great. Thank you.
Jamie, was there also, I think Ryan Karsten got a coaching award or selected to coach something, some recognition?
Yeah, he did for,
Football, 8-man?
yeah, it's the football, it's the one in the summer and he's done it.
I think it's an all-star. game.
Yeah, an all-star game.
It's always nice to bring up our staff members who are receiving some recognition for the things they're doing above and beyond just their typical daily activities here at school.
All right. Anything else for Jamie? Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Beth. Much appreciated. On to Special Education Director.
We are rolling into state assessment season, and I am busy gathering all the necessary paperwork to enter accommodations. We have 32 students between middle school and elementary that will be taking the forward test this year. Those dates are set in early March. Well, the week after we come back from break. I have 6 students, grades 9 and 10 for pre-ACT. ACT accommodations are in except for 2, because I'm still waiting for parent permission to share some information with the ACT. So I have till Wednesday, so we will be making some phone calls again tomorrow, trying to connect with you. And we are working really hard at IEP meetings to make sure parents are aware of the testing that's coming up and to really kind of putting a positive spin on it to make sure that everybody is here during testing weeks. That's all I have.
Did we have a special ed count in January? A state count?
Yes,
And were we up or down from fall?
that would be a Lisa question. I just give her numbers. Spent that Friday, we may have been down, but we had,
She said she doesn't do just that.
no, she doesn't.
You just referred to SPED?
was just referring to
The
that.
numbers in general would be good, but yeah, I was just at that point.
Is it okay with you, Tom? It's not on the agenda.
Yeah, it's still somewhat in the vein.
I can talk to you in generalities. At this point, I don't have anything in depth because I didn't know I was going to do this, but I did happen to bring some numbers along with me. I can tell you that for head count, remember there's different ways of counting. There's head count, there's FTE, and there's open enrollment. They're all different. They have all different numbers involved. For head count, that's more of a Bobby and a Carissa. But I can tell you that third Friday in September, we had 324 in our head count. And on second Friday, we had 321, so we were down 3 in our head count. Our OE remained the same. So with that, our January adjusted, our September adjusted head count was 401, and our January was 398. So there's those 3 students again. And the farthest I can go is to tell you that the 3 students are accommodated with 4 going out at the 1st through 12th grade level and 1 coming in to the kindergarten level, which equals -3. There you go. Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah. No.
But we don't have numbers for SPED is what you're saying.
Not specific.
Okay.
All right, nothing else. There's the accommodations. Moving on to the Native American report.
Laura and I worked on impact aid, so that has been submitted and I do have numbers for that. Overall, in all 3 categories, we are down 5, but we've added 3 to the children with disabilities count. And so it's like a whole weird formula, which Laura's kind of walked me through a little bit. So we have category C is students who live on tribal land, and we have 61 this year. And then that category also includes children with disabilities that are paid at a different amount. Category E is low income housing in our district, and then category G is parents who work on federal land but do not live on federal. And we have just 11 students whose parents work.
So for C, for the category C, so we have 61 students on tribal. Oh, so those 13 with disabilities, are they included in the 61 or are they separate?
No.
Okay, so 13 of the 61 are, okay. And then where do you get this information from? Accrue this?
So obviously where the students live
Right.
is in Power School. So
Okay.
I print up a report
Okay.
on a specific day of every student in our district, and then that includes their physical address.
Okay,
So if a student, let's say they have a post office box here. It does not include that. I have to actually see where they live. And then I have to send that out to tribal housing, and they verify that, yes, those students live there. Yes, that is tribal land. Low impact or low income housing. Once again, I have a list of what our low income housing is in the district. I have to get those students and then send that into Burnett County Housing.
So the kids that are living on tribal trust land, are they, I mean, most of that is low income. Is that like dual? No, separate, because it's tribal. Okay.
Yep. And so like the low income housing and the parents who work on federal land, that's only a fraction that the federal government reimburses for that. So for tribal land, students who live there, they pay, I think it's 1.25. Whatever formula it is.
When you have kids with separate, is there just, do we normally have one? Like my kids, there should be two addresses. Like, do we have the one
physical
okay,
address is different.
right, okay, and then the same thing with the custody agreement that I have with the other two, so all four of them would be, okay.
Yes. Yeah, so it's based on whatever parents have in Power School.
Okay.
If we had more low income housing, it would make a big impact, wouldn't it?
No.
It wouldn't.
It would not. The low income housing is like the smallest percentage.
Oh, it is.
That they pay.
Okay, because we have so little of it now.
Yeah, well, interestingly enough, so Unity and Webster both contact me about their impact to aid. So interestingly enough, like Unity has 0.
Right.
Which I thought that just kind of shocked me. They don't have any low income housing in their district.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What's the definition of low income?
Run by the housing authority.
Not included,
So it's
HUD
tax
and
exempt.
tribal.
Yeah, so impact aid is all about tax exemption. So low income housing that is run by a housing authority is tax exempt.
So we have others in our area besides the tribal.
Yes.
There's.
Yeah, if you
Two
Google
right to
Burnett County
apartments.
Housing Authority, it'll come up with all the addresses. Yeah. And the thing about impact aid that a lot of people don't understand is it's not like all low income housing. It's only the low income housing where we have one of their students enrolled.
Yes.
Right, so that's kind of a gray area too, so it's not just your land base with.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Tara.
Thank you for the info, Tara.
So can I ask one more question with this? Sorry, I just thought about, do we have any with you guys just putting in the information? Was there anything accrued, like maybe this year we're gonna get X amount? I mean, I know we never get that amount, but do you get, after you put the information in, what we should be getting? Do they give you a total?
This is the first time that I've helped with that
Oh,
process.
no, okay, I was just curious, just
Are you talking
knowing,
about impact aid?
yeah,
Yeah, because then we only get like 18%. of
right, and,
Whatever we could have gotten.
yeah, I was just curious.
And that changes.
There's a number on here, but I don't know what that number necessarily means, and I don't know what we're paid. Yeah, it's like I think it says like a estimated something. Payment estimate.
And then-
What's that? Just curious, what's that amount? Like,
I don't know if I should even say, because I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing. But it says payment estimate for 7003B basic support, 83,454.
And then the impact aid, we also don't get on a yearly basis. So we might get a payment from like 3 years ago that comes in randomly.
Yeah. They're all random.
Or
And-
didn't you go in from 2016 this year?
That was,
Or last year?
One payment from, does it say which year that payment's coming from?
that one was
For 24, 25, or 25, 26, 26 for
And
this
those
year?
were like
Yeah.
30,000? That's fine, I was
Mhm.
just curious. Okay.
Yeah, that's an odd aid one.
Well, I'm just curious too, what the paperwork Corey showed before, just how some school districts get
Well,
so much.
yeah, it's kind of captured, and like you said,
Probably
the
based on-
low income housing that's like senior or assisted living. We don't get a tax base from the property tax, because they're still tax exempt, but since we don't have a student there, There's no impact aid coming in from it either.
That is correct. And any tribal land, so if there isn't.
Trust land, not be.
Sorry,
Trust,
yep,
yeah.
only trust land.
Yep.
If there is no student living there, that's not included in this as well. And it does say payment proration 50%, and it says right on there, actual payment may differ. Yes.
Or may not exist.
Yes.
Might as well put that in there too.
Those
Right.
lawyers get their. Thanks for doing 5 pages worth of work and it may not
It's,
actually give you.
After 15 years, I've kind of got it down to a science, and like my first probably 7 years, like I was crazy about finding every single parent who worked on federal land. And then I looked at like the amount of payment connected to each one of those. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna spend 5 whole days on this because
It's not.
it just doesn't make sense. So I definitely do my best and I do my due
It's
diligence.
nice having power parent probably now too. It's probably a little bit easier, maybe 7 years. I mean, it's not, but yeah.
Thank you again, Tara. On the approval of minutes. Looking for a motion to approve the regular school board meeting minutes for December 22nd, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
Motion from Corey, seconded by Amy.
Amy said it.
She was in my ear over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just quiet.
As long as it's done, it's fine.
Yeah. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Looking for a motion to approve the special school board meeting minutes from January 12th, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Corey, seconded by Amy. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? For motion to approve the committee of the whole meeting minutes for January 19th, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
Motion by Corey, seconded by Katie. Any discussion?
Just for the continuity of it, Lisa, can you please put that Carrie this meeting and the next one for the minutes that she was participated via Zoom?
Usually do, where are you seeing that she's not?
Admin staff, it just doesn't say.
She just listed as being
The
there.
19th?
Yep,
Yep.
Thank
both
you.
meetings
Yep,
on the
we'll be
19th.
glad to do that.
Thank you.
Oh, I see it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor with that correction, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Looking for a motion to approve the special board meeting minutes from January 19th, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Corey, seconded by Jamie with the correction of Carrie participating via Zoom. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? On to new business. Zion Royal Ambassador Program. For those that weren't here for the committee of the whole, this looks to be a really great program, possible opportunity for students to partake in, represent not only the school, but the community, and lots of thought being put into this. Do we have any other info we want to share in regards to this at this time? If not, I'll put forth the motion that we acknowledge and condone the Zion Royal Ambassador Program.
I'll second that.
Motion by myself, seconded by Corey. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Shell Power and Light Generator quote.
So we've already approved this to go forward with it, right?
This is where.
Where we're pulling the funds out of.
Right.
Mhm.
I think at this time we have to put it into, from the infrastructure funds.
Capital improvement.
Yep,
Referendum.
yes. So I'll make the motion that this be paid out of the infrastructure referendum funds.
I'll second that.
Motion by myself, seconded by Katie. Any further discussion?
Was this the same total that we approved? I feel like it's higher.
No, it's 30.
38,
Actually
39.
more.
Okay.
Yeah,
The other one was like almost
40,
50,
okay.
55.
yeah.
Okay, thanks for the clarity. I
If
can't
there
keep
was
track
a
of all
change,
these
I can
numbers.
believe that Dan said they're gonna be building the fire wall.
Right.
Instead of having. Our guys.
Yeah, they do
Okay.
that.
He said no
Approve
cost.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because of the delay.
Okay, thank you guys for clarifying.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. On to enrollment cap numbers, elementary.
Yes, I am ready. So I assume you have a copy of that in front of you?
Yep,
Yep.
Okay. So I haven't changed anything, based on the fact that most of our discussions have been enclosed and no final decisions have been completely made yet. So you can see that I still have my ratios at the same. And then I did go down to one section per grade level, so you could see what that looked like. And 4K, right now in the books for our census book, we only have one student incoming. However, Mrs. Flanagan is going to set up a table at our family event and try and get some more friends to sign up for 4K. I guess, what questions do you have for me on this?
When do we usually do the sign up for 4K? Is that usually a February, March?
Usually it's April, and with Mrs. Flanagan on maternity leave at that time, we have opted to do this little piece right now, and then we're going to do something for back to school at about the first or the second week of August, and do it a little differently and see if we can get more people signed up right away for school.
So what do we do with one student?
There's more than
That's
one.
a
We don't have-
conversation
we
for
don't-
later.
And never have had a census. So it's kind of a guesstimate what it is, but we had, at St. Croix Tribal Head Start, we have something like 10 students that are eligible to come to 4K here next year, and we are surveying, and talking with parents right now and finding out what that looks like. Right now, it looks like there might be 4 or 5 out of those coming here, but I do wanna note too, that I have seen many of the schools are doing it earlier this year. So that's definitely trending whether they're pregnant or not. And the only one I'm seeing doing it in late March right now is Webster, and that date just came out. So Fredericks is the 10th of February, they're coming up soon. Lux is soon. I've shared them all as I've seen them on Facebook pages, including Sirens.
Carrie, for kindergarten, it has 15 students. Is that including the 5 coming from Head Start?
Correct. There are
So we-
10 right now. And
Oh, so we currently only have 4 4K.
no, we have 10 4K and 5 coming in from Head Start.
No, our 4K was that small right now, and we
Yeah,
have an 8 in there.
I think it started with
Very
less
confused.
than 10 too.
I think that 10 or that 5 coming in is actually 3, but I don't know that for 100% yet until parents make final decisions.
Okay.
And yet again, these are the projected numbers with one section per grade.
Correct.
Okay. Have anything else for Carrie in regards to this? We have to make a motion to accept this? Okay.
We are, We do?
Cause it's the,
Oh, that's right.
the open enroll.
Yeah, we have
that
that
we're
by
budgeting.
statute.
That's right.
But that doesn't mean, like, the only one that really has a significant inflexibility, I think, is special education, if I'm
Yeah.
understanding. So we can still accept students and things like that. We just have to designate.
Right.
The
Well,
spots.
plus
Yeah,
it
we're
does
not
have
like
spaces open.
turning anybody down right now.
Well, I'll make a motion to accept the elementary enrollment criteria. Calculation.
Second.
Motion by Katie, seconded by Corey. Any further discussion? All those in favor of accepting this, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, Carrie. On to enrollment cap numbers for middle school.
We're staying at 75 students this year and projected at 77 for next year. These show still at 2 sections for everything. Obviously, depending on numbers, we may not have 2 sections, but if we had a bunch of students enroll, we could.
The 6th grade currently is in 2 sections or 3 sections? 2, okay, and then the 8th grade for some classes are now currently
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
because
Those are
of situations with schedule, okay,
And then we even changed some more. So
yeah.
it's
The 8th grade have been,
Yeah.
but it's been working,
Yeah.
so. Web and flow, okay.
So it's just a little confusing because you have your ratios at 24-1. But
Those have always been that way. They've been that way since I started here. So I've never changed that student to teacher ratio. I don't think we technically have a policy though. So I think that's just been what it's been. I'm not really sure why.
I think the board at that point in time, when this all started, came up with that number. And I think, Carrie, you can reiterate this too, but I think what happened was if it went to 25 or above, then we looked at another staff member. I think that was the discussion, and it was unwritten. It's not in policy, I don't think, but that was what we were using as a guide.
Just a guy.
Is that right, Carrie?
Yeah, we kind of just adopted this format from our predecessors, so we just kind of have followed it through the years. And as things have changed, like for instance, AGR is not 15 anymore, it's 18, so then I adjusted that ratio. But yeah, otherwise we just kind of adopted it from our predecessors.
right, which I get, but then we have 2 sections with 24 and 2 sections with 23 that show our ratios are more closer to.
Well,
six-
no, cause it's grade level
That
cap,
would be the max.
math, so
Okay.
if we had,
That's saying
So
we don't
that's-
have more than 24 in a section.
so this is how many we have, and this
Right.
is 2 sections, and this is how many's open to make that 48.
Right, but what I'm saying is our ratio is 24-1 and we have 24 students. Why do we have 2 sections?
Oh,
We don't necessarily have 2 sections, but it's saying that we could
Could.
have 2 sections if 24 more kids enrolled.
Okay,
These are the max possible.
just,
So it doesn't mean that we would have 2 sections. It just means that we could have 2 sections.
kind of how they've been operating that.
For those ratios, is it worth looking into writing a policy for it? Is there any other data backed evidence for a better ratio? If this is just something we've always been running with, is there some more updated information that?
I mean,
Cause if it's always been that way, I'm thinking that's probably before we had like our Chromebooks and stuff. So as we've made different changes in curriculums and how we're teaching, should those numbers be?
I think 24 in a middle school classroom is a
Right.
great number. Like, it's a wonderful
Right,
number.
right.
But I'd be careful about having it too rigid because what if you
Absolutely.
get 25? Are you really gonna split that into 2 sections because you have
Yeah.
one more kid? Or could you make it work? Especially if it's only gonna be for 1 year or kids are coming in, sometimes we might get 28 for, 2 weeks and then all of a sudden we're down to 24. Like kids are coming and going all the time.
I get that.
So-
I totally get that aspect. I guess I'm asking more, has anyone done any research or have data around what a class size, instead of just like that feels comfortable and that's what we're aiming for? Is there some actual data to back up that we have, maybe not in a policy that makes it super rigid, but
I think that's a gray area though too, because again, I think it comes down to individual students, what that group can handle. I mean, if you have a lot of highly achieving academic students who are just amazing students and you have 25 of them, you could probably have 35 of them. If you have kids that are all disruptive and very low level testing, you probably can only have 10 of them. So I think the fact that our students are all at such a different level of where they're at, like mentally, emotionally, maturity, education wise, especially at that age, I think it's better to keep that flexibility and kind of lean on our teachers and our administration to give us their feedback and to see what's working in the classroom. Because I know this year they've had to, web and flow with different things with different groups so far. And I mean, I have kids in those groups and it's been working. Like 1 minute they're together, the next minute there's 2 different groups and then they go together again. So it just depends on how the year has gone by. And I think it's been working. I mean, I know we've had a lot of other ups and downs with staffing and our students going on this year, but I mean, I applaud that, administration, especially for 3 out of 5 of you guys being in the classroom on a daily, like you guys are continuing taking on, and I know the community is all upset about it, but are not, just upset about things in general, but I don't think they're seeing and understanding what you guys have really been doing to step up to accommodate the issues that we've been having. And again, the community's not in our classrooms, not seeing what our kids need on a daily, not seeing what our teachers need on a daily, not seeing what our families need on a daily. And but
I feel like this is just a snapshot. It's just a formality.
Formality.
Okay, what we have.
I could never turn kids away in this area. The only one that really, like I said, is special. education.
Right, because we have to be able to meet them.
Okay.
We're just doing this as a projection.
Yes.
And we would never turn kids away. And then we always make staffing adjustments based on class needs.
I'll make a motion to accept the middle school.
I'll second it.
Motion by Katie, seconded by Polly to accept the 2026-2027 middle school student enrollment cap numbers. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? On to enrollment cap numbers for high school.
Again, currently we're sitting at 89, projected for 86, total 9 through 12. Again, with all of the classes that are listed here, these are all possible options. It does not necessarily mean that we will run all of the classes, and a lot of that is based on student request. We put out surveys and ask students what they're interested in, and then looking at numbers. If we only have one student in the building that's interested in calculus, it's not likely that we're going to run a section of calculus. Doesn't mean that we can't find calculus through other avenues, but these are just possibilities. And the cap sizes on these classes are mostly based off of staff input. Things like baking and that kind of thing. We have to have adequate space in the kitchen, or science classes, labs. Sometimes we have caps on those. Again, it's an idealistic situation. Doesn't mean that we are necessarily bound to these.
And these classes, just for whatever, this is per semester, max class per semester, 1 session. Okay. I mean, I think it's given, but maybe somewhere on the bottom. I don't know. I mean, the community probably should know, but if you're looking at that, I'd hate to think that if they're thinking it's. And then, so just so I'm clear too, for freshmen, they have science. Is that the biology, physical science? That physical science. Okay, so should that be listed as 2 because it's biology and physical science? Should there be a separate line for biology and a separate line for physical science under biology? Because it says biology and physical science 24.
So I think that this was originally taught as both.
Sure.
Which, I mean, there is some biological concepts within the physical science class.
Yeah. We kind of have them listed as 2 separate classes now,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So maybe that just needs to be adjusted.
I'll make a motion to accept the enrollment cap for the high school.
I'll second it.
Motion by Katie, seconded by Jamie to accept the 2026-2027 high school student enrollment cap numbers. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? On to enrollment cap numbers for special education.
There was no written report on this, correct?
There
is.
Yep.
Here you go, please.
So,
Nope, I'll pull it up. Okay,
So is there an extra figure? So
thank you.
we may possibly have space in early childhood depending on the outcome of potential evaluations. We've got one 4K that we have received. We have another potential here in the district. And I'm not sure what else could be coming out of Tribal Head Start. We've got 2 birth to 3 notifications that the referrals, if they are going to make referrals, will be coming out this spring. Everything else, elementary, middle school, high school, speech and language is all closed. I have no space available for open enrollment. I have no space available for OT unless we would contract more time. And I have 2 spaces available if we would happen to get a student in with PT. Unless we contract more time. So once again, we're pretty locked down in special ed. We just staffed 5 new students in January. We've got 4 referrals in process, and data day is Wednesday, and we usually have 3 or 4 every data day. So
What's the criteria for PT?
PT is a related service, so they have to be serviced under a speech and language or one of the other eligibility criterias. And then if it's gross motor skills that are an issue, then we will look at PT.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
I'll make the motion to accept the open enrollment for special ed.
Second.
I have one question about a student at Roots and Branches. Oh, never mind, it's a 3-year-old. It's gotta be a 3-year-old. Never mind. I was just confused because of 4K there and, okay, I get it.
Oh, I think I ask this every year. Okay, level 1, 2, and 3.
So level 1s are these students that need less or require less
Okay,
services
yeah.
to be successful. Level 3 are really high needs kids
Okay.
that
need the aid full time.
or need a
kind of
lot of
thing.
extra support for behaviors or
Yeah.
for whatever.
Okay. Thank
Or
you.
need have pull-out classes in order to alleviate some deficits.
And as the numbers get lower, as the kids get older, is it a trend that kids grow out of some of these needs or that they end up elsewhere?
Well, not necessarily, because our goal in special education is always to give them tools to help them
Yeah.
be independent and do things on their own. So our hope is by the time that we get to middle school and high school, that we've taught them some skills to be able to function with a little less support.
Sure, that makes sense.
But not every student does that because we have a number of students that are receiving alternate curriculum based on. It's still the regular ed curriculum, but we're doing it at a slower pace.
Yeah.
In a pull-out setting, so those tend to be a little higher needs because it takes up more time for the teacher.
Yeah, oh, that makes sense. It's just, we see a natural progression of those.
Yep, and that
Getting less, and that's
yeah.
great.
Yep.
Is the department projected to handle more or less or about the same next year as it is this year?
I can't predict that for sure. Because I don't know what is coming up with the outcomes of our referrals and our potential referrals. We are graduating 4. We have 4 seniors this year, so. And a lot of it depends on who transfers out. You know, if they're residents of the district and they move into the district, we have to take them. We're required, so. And I can't predict those.
Like I said before, it's just good to know if special ed is needing help to be propped up more or not, so we can try and help from our end of things, facilitate that if it's needed. So we have a motion. If there's no further discussion, we have a motion by Katie, seconded by Corey to accept the open enrollment space availability for special education for the 2026-2027 school year. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed. Moving on We have looking for a motion to accept the resignation for Christina Cornelison from volleyball coach.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Jamie, seconded by Corey. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion to submit a letter or for a non-compliant termination of Peyton Liljenberg.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Katie, seconded by Amy. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? On to the next thing. This is the resolution authorizing the school district budget to exceed revenue limit by $1,800,000 per year for 3 years for non-reoccurring purposes. Recurring purposes, sorry. During our special meeting last Monday, we were notified that there might be some extra paperwork or voting we would have to do in regards to make sure this ended up on the ballot the correct way, and this is just part of it from what I understand, correct, Kevin?
Yes, if you would vote, we have to record the votes and kind of make you do a roll call.
Okay.
We have to turn it into our account.
So do we need to make a
So-
motion?
The resolution being put forth is the resolution authorizing the school district budget to exceed revenue limit by $1,800,000 per year for 3 years for non-recurring purposes. Be it resolved by the school board of the school district of Siren, Burnett County, Wisconsin, that the revenues included in the school district budget be authorized to exceed the revenue limits specified in section 121.91 Wisconsin statutes by $1,800,000 per year for 3 years, beginning with the 2026-2027 school year and ending with the 2028-2029 school year for non-recurring purposes consisting of operational expenses, including to maintain educational and elective programming at Siren schools. That is a resolution being put forth at this time.
I'll make the motion to accept the resolution.
I'll second it.
Okay. So we have a motion by Katie, seconded by Jamie. Corey, will you please take the roll call vote?
Polly.
Yes.
Corey, yes. Katie.
Yes.
Jamie.
Yes.
Tom.
Yes.
Amy.
Yes.
Kelly.
Thank you. On to the next piece. This time, looking for or making a resolution providing for referendum election on the question of the approval of a resolution authorizing the school district budget to exceed revenue limit by $1,800,000 per year for 3 years for non-recurring purposes. Whereas the school board of the District of Siren, Burnett County, Wisconsin, here in the district, has therefore duly adopted a resolution entitled Resolution Authorizing the School District Budget to Exceed Revenue Limit by $1,800,000 per year for 3 years for non-recurring purposes, otherwise known as the Revenue Limit Resolution. And whereas the school board deems it to be desirable and in the best interest of the district to direct the district clerk to submit the revenue resolution or submit the revenue limit resolution to the electors for approval or rejection at the regularly scheduled election to be held on April 7th, 2026. Now therefore be it resolved by the school district as follows. Section 1, referendum election date. The district clerk is hereby directed to call a referendum election to be held in the district at the regularly scheduled election to be held on April 7th, 2026, for the purpose of submitting to the qualified electors of the district a proposition of whether the revenue limit resolution shall be approved. Section 2, notice of electors. The district clerk is directed to give notice by A, causing a notice of election in substantially the form attached hereto as Exhibit A to be published in the Burnett County Sentinel in the issue published immediately prior to the fourth Tuesday before the referendum election. B, causing a notice of referendum, which includes a facsimile of the sample ballot. It's substantially the form attached hereto as Exhibit B to be published in the Burnett County Sentinel in the issue published immediately preceding the referendum election. This notice shall also be posted in each polling place on election day. If any of the municipalities within the district use an electronic voting system employing a ballot label and ballot card, the notice of referendum set forth in Exhibit B shall also include a true actual size copy of the ballot label and ballot card in the form in which they will appear on election day. Section 3, polling places and hours. The district electors must vote at the referendum election at the times of the polling places at which they cast their ballots in regularly scheduled elections. Section 4, referendum election officials. The election officials appointed in each of the municipalities within the district shall conduct the election. Section 5, the official referendum ballot form. The ballot to be used at the referendum election shall be prepared in accordance with the provisions of sections 5.642 and 7.081A Wisconsin statutes. The ballot shall be substantially in the form attached hereto as Exhibit C. The district clerk shall cause to be printed sufficient ballots for use at said referendum election, both as actual ballots in those polling places which do not use voting machines and as absentee ballots where voting machines are used, and as specimen ballots, the latter to be of a different and easily identifiable color for the actual ballot. The form of the ballot shall be filed with the official responsible for providing the ballots for the election, and the district clerk shall file a copy of the ballot with the clerk of each county having territory within the district as soon as possible after the date hereof, but in no event later than 70 days prior to the election, as provided in section 8.37 Wisconsin statutes. If the district prepares the ballots, they should be delivered to the municipal clerks running the election at least 25 days prior to the election to allow the municipal clerks to comply with the obligation to provide absentee ballots under section 7.15 Wisconsin statutes. The municipal clerks of the municipalities within the district shall receive applications for absentee ballots and initial the same when issued to qualified absentee voters. Section 6, canvass. The returns of the referendum election shall be canvassed by the Board of Canvassers of each municipality within the district. Each Board of Canvassers shall certify the return of the referendum election to the district clerk. The district clerk and 2 other reputable citizens appointed by the district clerk prior to the date of the referendum election shall act as the district's Board of Canvassers for this referendum election. This Board of Canvassers shall meet in open session no later than 9 a.m. on the Tuesday after the election to determine the result of the referendum election. The canvass shall be open to the public, and the district clerk is directed to give due notice of said meeting. Section 7, DPI notice. Pursuant to the provisions of section 121.913 Wisconsin statutes, the district clerk shall notify the Department of Public Instruction of the date of the referendum election and shall provide the department with copies of the revenue limit resolution within 10 days after the adoption of the revenue limit resolution, and shall further notify the department of the result of the referendum within 10 days following the election using the method prescribed by the department.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
Second.
Yeah.
You read over the sentence.
She's like, you gotta read.
Well, if you really want me to.
No, no offense, you did great, but.
Okay. So the motion by Katie, seconded by Corey. Corey, take the roll, please.
Polly,
Yes.
Corey, yes, Katie,
Yes.
Jamie.
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
It goes yes.
Yep.
That was a yes, right, Kelly?
Yes, it was.
Thank you. All right. Thank you all for taking that long walk with me.
Love Steve. I think gives a choice.
On to the meeting calendars. Committee of the Whole, Monday, February 16th, 2026. Does anyone have any issue with
Do you guys
that?
have an in-service that day or is it just off? I don't know if we have another day to change it.
President's Day.
Maybe
I
you
will
can
be
call in.
Gone 16th through the 25th.
Would it be possible to do the week before, or is that not enough time for you guys?
Well, the book fair's in here, so will we just meet somewhere else?
Would,
We have
Did
another-
the book fair have to be on both sides last year? It wasn't.
We can make it work though with a different room, but.
well, anyone besides Corey have an issue with the 16th?
Well, just staff's not here, so that means they all have to, I mean, obviously we're coming in, but it's one of their few, well, they have Friday off, but still.
For somebody.
Or
What about,
if it doesn't, or moving it to the 17th,
I was about to say, what about the 17th?
and I can do this.
Corey's still out.
Right,
Yeah, he's
Corey's
still out, but that gives you guys
Here by
longer.
Zoom.
Right, that'd be fine, if you're okay with that.
Yep. It's the International Builders Show.
You okay with the 17th?
Middle school. What time would that be? Still at 5?
Or last year.
There's a game that is
Historic.
Yeah, I think Sophia, well, it's 5:30, so what is that for, cow?
Yeah. What about a 4 o'clock?
Yeah, I don't know, can anybody go earlier?
Exactly.
The 17th, Tuesday the 17th, that don't work for you, Polly?
No.
No,
It might actually not work for me to be earlier either.
well, that's fine, yeah, I don't. It's fine if we can't go earlier. Lisa, I don't know, just so somebody knows for the schedule, Shell Lake's on here twice, the 9th and the 16th. I believe that makeup game is the 16th, not the 9th, and there should be a middle school makeup game on the 9th.
Don Schultz. Or do you want me to write it down? Don Schultz.
Yeah, if you want to just write it down maybe and let her know, I don't want to forget. So I believe on the 9th, the middle school goes to Luck for a reschedule game. And I believe the game that they're stating, they have it listed here for both Shell Lake on the 9th and the 16th, the makeup game from last month or earlier this month.
I just know I'm gonna screw this.
It's on the 6th. I'll send her an email.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's already lost taking notes.
that's fine.
So Tuesday, the 17th at 5 o'clock. I know
Does that
Corey has to zoom in.
Polly, does that work for you or not at all?
I will try to make that work.
Okay.
The 16th would work, the 17th is questionable.
Yeah, same for me. I'm just trying to do help the staff really. Amy, do you have any? Or Kelly?
No, they work for me.
Amy, either work for you? Does it not work for you at all or just not earlier?
Okay. We gotta go back to time. I would maybe get here right at 5.
So you may be a little bit late
Tuesday.
at 5. But Tuesday,
I'm the same way. The 16th would work better, but I can make the 17th work.
I myself would prefer the 16th.
yes. It's already on the, I don't know.
I know, it's just there.
Right, I know.
Well, I guess we'll be,
Are we doing a special meeting too or not?
Yeah, do we need to do a special
A
meeting?
budget meeting?
oh, that's another thing we have to
Okay.
figure out. But we have to do this for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put the 16th
Just
at
leave it on the
5.
16th at
Because I
5.
think there's just less issues on our side of things, sorry.
Still via Zoom then, Corey, or no?
Yep.
Okay.
So February 16th, 5 p.m.
For cow.
for the cow, yes.
So we're good.
All right, I wanna get out of here, so.
And then regular school board meeting for the 23rd. Anyone have issues with that?
Yeah, yes.
Thank you.
As an agenda item.
Yes.
Gosh, I was in dates, so that was me.
Anybody have any?
You got confusing fast.
Well, Corey's still gone for
Yeah.
regular. Anyone else have objections per Tom?
For the 23rd? For the regular board meeting? All right, then we'll make the regular board meeting 23rd at 5.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the game. I won't have time over.
And as far as a special meeting, do we want to plan one out, or do we want to start bringing some of this stuff just to the cow and discussing it there?
Is there more discussion on your guys' end of spitballing ideas kind of stuff that before it's more finalization? Is it just a wait now until after the voting?
I feel like it is. I feel like we're in a holding pattern until after the.
Well, but I
election.
typically, when I prepare a presentation, I put together things that will be reduced if the referendum doesn't pass.
Yeah.
And typically that's.
Discuss those. So maybe we need a meeting to specifically
Well,
discuss the
why don't I do
presentation.
something I would prefer, I've always done it myself.
Yeah.
If you guys wanna be involved, I think it's important.
Mhm.
But I can bring something and then you can tell me,
Yeah.
yes or no, because before they just said, do it.
Yeah.
So. we'll
Do you
work
want a
with our event team.
separate meeting for that? Is that something you want to just bring to the cow? That's what we're trying to figure
I
out.
feel
Do we
like-
need to have a separate?
I don't wanna create another meeting, but I feel like the cow, I feel like this has to have its own topic.
Okay,
Sense?
so
What kind of time frame do you need to put something together?
Well, do we also need to keep laying the groundwork on the whole grade sharing possibilities, that kind of stuff? To bring to it as well, or? this is
Well, I'll bring an
separate?
update on
I
the
think that'd be
whole
a-
rate sharing, but I know we can't do anything here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm not pushing that as much.
I just think they need to know that we are talking.
Updates, I will bring updates after we
Updates,
talk to
yeah.
the committee, we'll talk like, or the other guys, and I'll say, hey, what are you guys taking your board, what do we wanna communicate?
Mhm.
And that I can do.
Yeah.
But,
So a special meeting discussing referendum communication? Is that what we would call it?
Well, and
yeah, so we gotta have outcome, yeah.
Yeah,
because
I'll put something together, and you can,
but how much time to put something together?
I mean, I can put something together.
Do we line them up like we've been doing, just
Like, I can put
3
something
Mondays in a
together
row?
for the night. Yeah, and I've done this before, but like I'm saying, I'll just put generalities in there, we'll talk about what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you guys can look at it and.
Yep.
Give feedback, definitely,
So the 9th?
the week of the 9th.
Can we do the 10th?
Can we do the week of the 9th?
Can we do the Tuesday, the 10th?
Okay.
Right, but is there somewhere, I mean, we could be in a classroom. Couldn't we?
Yeah, we can find a place.
I mean, cause we don't, well, do we need? Yeah. Maybe.
That's on me also.
Not the end of the morning. We can find a place.
I'd prefer, if we're looking at the week of the 9th, I'd prefer the 10th, Tuesday, the 10th. No,
But that doesn't work for me.
Wednesday doesn't work for Katie. Thursday isn't gonna work with parent teacher conferences and there's no school Friday.
Yeah, you wanna rack the whole weekend, go Friday and Monday?
Yeah.
What about later in the, if later in the week of the 16th work for anybody?
I think that might be the route we have to go.
Okay.
Thursday, the 19th work for anybody? Does Thursday, the 19th work for anyone?
It won't work for me, there's basketball.
As long as I go via Zoom.
Huh? I need to be in Clayton or Prairie Farm by 5:30, so we can make that work. 3:30, could we do it at, well, I don't know if anyone at this new, well, I don't know, what time the earliest can you? We got new.
5 is
four-
pushing it.
5 is
I'm
pushing it.
up at 4:30.
So,
But if I
I don't know, we'll see, like, I'm trying to get to the game now, so I'm actually gonna leave and go to the game now, so maybe that game, depending on the outcome of this one, I won't. Just how many more do I miss?
Doesn't work for anyone.
I mean, if there's a game that, my daughter has a game that night, who do we play? That's the one I think they go to Luck. So, I mean, there's always a possibility, and I'm just one of us, so.
Yeah.
You guys schedule it. Looks like most of those days are gonna be questionable for me, so. Just let me know. Lisa, I'm leaving, sorry.
I got you down.
All right, thanks, guys, we'll see you
Have
later.
fun.
Thanks.
See you.
Have a good one.
Well, no, they're just fake, they're just blue light buffers that still help, they do, for sure.
Okay, so do we wanna come up with a date for this, or do we wanna circle back to it in an email and figure it out then?
Does the 19th work for you guys?
The 19th works for me.
I could make the 19th work, yes.
I'll be on phone, but
Yeah,
I could do the 19th.
I'll be back here right at 5.
is there, how, and you can't be here till 5.
So I guess 5 on the 19th then? We'll call that special board meeting and we'll iron out, of course, the agenda. And get closer to it. All right, Lisa? Okay. On to the approval of the bills.
I have just a couple of questions. On page 3, the Village of Siren Police Services, is that for the liaison?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's,
okay,
and it's great, not good.
yeah, I did that. And then the snow removal plowing one. So just 1 month of lawn care in September was almost $4,000. Is that typical?
They might have fertilized that month. Cause we have a spring and a fall fertilizer contract with them, so that could have been the increase.
Okay, the September one was only
Oh,
18 days and that was 1,500. So for September,
Mhm.
for August and September, we paid over $5,000 for lawn. That it doesn't even sound. It doesn't even sound reasonable.
Whether they were here the same time, I do know that I requested them to come in and mow the new playground area. So they may have had to come in a separate day for that, because it was just time to get it mowed.
But that's a small section.
It is a small section, but I wonder if that was like the regular mowing and then they came in an extra time and did that one. It's billed by the hour. Trying to think what else.
I was shocked, I guess. I had no idea.
But
It
they're-
costs that much for.
Because they're doing
month and a
fertilizer,
half.
weed spraying of like the sidewalks, and.
Right, but we don't know if they did that. We think they might have done that.
That, right, I mean, I think when they send the bills out, it's just the hours, we maybe have to ask for another itemized.
So it does say,
Okay.
Or you could just email if you wanted. I'm just shocked and wondering if is that what we budget for a month for lawn care? Cause that's not even a really bad month, you know. And then, the snow plowing 1 month was 6,390. I'm wondering what we budgeted this year for that, because that's a pretty big chunk there in a month too.
Plowing's part of the general maintenance, it's tacked in with something else.
Oh,
purchase.
Yeah, but if you go back and look at the other, the first one that we looked at.
yep, the first budget section.
Yep, and the very end of that shows all the line items and the percentages out of them. We're not crazy over on thing. I know you can't tell what each line item is because it doesn't specify, but you can see the percentages on there.
Okay, like I said, that's a lot of money and we potentially have the two snowiest months coming up yet.
Yeah.
So if we've already paid
Plowing,
$6,400,
And that
And we-
was for the.
yeah.
and plowing
for
is
one
such,
month.
plowing is such a crapshoot every single year. There's been years we barely used funds for it, and there were years that we hadn't used a lot, and then we went to having our guys do
Yeah,
it,
I'm
and then.
wondering in relative to our budget.
But, and
where we're
yeah,
standing
and
with
then
that.
we.
That's my concern is where,
It's also salty.
I mean, I know we totally can't
Yeah,
predict that.
But if we go back up to the other, the treasurer's report, it's just, I don't know which line item would correspond with it. But then we'd see just the percentage there.
So is the lawn care under the same thing you're telling me, that that's all a general maintenance budget? There's not a separate, okay.
We'll save on toilet cakes and spend it on.
You can mail
plowing.
it to the.
Yeah, and mostly I'm asking for future planning more than anything. It just seems like so much, and I know that there are years like that. So I'm just stunned that we spent that much in that amount of time.
Yeah.
Not that we can do anything about it. Okay, those were my only questions today. Thanks, Laura.
So looking for a motion to approve the bills for the cycle of 12/20/2025 to 1/21/2025, 26.
Marie made that motion.
Okay, you seconded?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Who seconded?
I did.
Wally, okay. No further discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, items for the board signature, that went to myself and Corey. So at this time, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Adjourn. I'll second.
Motion by Corey, seconded by Kelly. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Me too, but those are. No, I mean, this is a legitimate thing that causes.
Really quick.
I said, you know.
That was.
Second, that snows.
No, it's 2
There is-
inches,
says it right in the
3
contract.
inches on the contract.
But is it plowing like at the start of a snowstorm and then?
Or are they waiting until it's late at night and done?
They're not supposed to come until there is to plow, I think with the exception of, cities out. Out of there before.
Hi, sorry. Hi.
Oh.
Can I get a picture of you really quick before you leave?
You're so famous.
Absolutely.
You're a lot cleaner than the last meeting, so it's your lucky day.
Oh,
It's your lucky day for a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the last meeting. we're covered
Better than
in
my
sawdust and all kinds
picture,
of
my
shit.
picture, I didn't know what a heck that was. Oh,
We have a couple weeks out now.
This one.
I don't.
From board meetings?
No, yes, we have a couple.
Ah,
Yeah, it is a couple.
Thanks, Tom.
I would think it would just.
I think it probably was over. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, she's gonna put it in the paper. Yeah, whatever you want, go in the paper.
How will the citizens best vote for you?
Have a good night.